Hi there, Kimberly Matthews here again. Today I'm going to tell you a story. It's a life story. Back in 2001, between 2001 and 2003, I had this recurring dream. Every night I'd go to bed and I would have the same dream over and over and over. In this dream, I would be running, being chased by something I did not know what it was, but I was just too frightened to stop and look and see what it was. So I'd be running, and I would run every night, and I ran and ran and ran. And every night that dream came back, 2 whole years. And finally one night I was running again. And whatever it was that was chasing me got closer and closer and closer. I was in a panic. And then finally something snapped inside me. And I just decided, you know what? What if it caught me? Let it be. What if it did? So in that I ran and ran and then just suddenly fell down. And this thing that was chasing me got closer and closer, and it seemed to lash at me. And there I was lying face down. I could feel like blood was gushing out of me, like the life was flowing out of me. And in that moment, I decided enough was enough. I wasn't going to keep my eyes closed. I was going to open my eyes and look at this thing, whatever it was that was chasing me. I wanted to know it. I wanted to be aware of it. I wasn't going to just shut my eyes and let myself go and die with my eyes closed. In opening my eyes to have a look at what it was that had been chasing me, and to have a look at what this thing was that had bruised me and caused my blood to flow and ebb out of me. At that moment, when I decided to open my eyes, I realized that the blood, my attention was taken away from basically looking at the thing, whatever it was. I realized that it was a nothing. It was just my fear. And that fear did not actually exist. It wasn't even a thing. It was a created thing within me. And as I paused to consciously get to grips with this thing and face it, look at it, have acknowledgement and have this face-to-face encounter with it, blood just came back into me at that instant. The blood flowed back into my body, and I felt stronger and stronger, and I was completely whole in that instant. With that experience, I had the download then that fear was the thing that my dream was speaking to me about. And for 2 years, I was running and not facing that I had to face my fears. So from that moment, back in 2003, I began to consciously want to change, want to face my fears, confront myself, actually look at myself, look inwards, have an encounter with every part of me. You know, we all have areas in our lives that we don't want to face, things that we dismiss and don't want to look into. Part of mastery is knowing yourself. I came to know that through the book of Isaiah in the Old Testament, the chapter 53. And I realized that part of mastery, or the road to mastery, is know thyself, as the Oracle of Delphi would say, or Oracle of Delphi would say, know thyself. So fear prevents us from even beginning to look within, to sit with oneself. Because until you have conquered the fear to look at the face of your inner me's, because there are no enemies really, they are just inner me's. People we dislike and people who treat us unkindly are basically representations of the parts of ourselves that we are not willing to face. People who come into our lives and cause us to deal with contrast in our lives are basically aspects of ourselves that are gifts to us to cause us to look within. They serve us as mirrors of our soul, the parts of our souls that we have not faced and reckoned with and embraced and acknowledged. You will find that once you begin the journey of facing your fears, you realize that I am that I am. There is nothing that I am not. I am everything. The devil I am, the Christ I am, the way I am, the truth I am, everything I am. Those things that I despise are the doorway to those things that I would embrace. I am the coin of all realms. Fear, you see, stops you from being all things. Fear restricts you from reaching out and opening up to all possibilities. I wish I hadn't waited for almost half a century to embrace and face my fears. I am grateful that that dream persisted as long as it did. Even though I was hard of hearing, I pray that you hearken and rise up and embrace all parts of yourself. So, face your fears and know thyself. It is the pathway to the truth of you. Facing your fears is the pathway to the truth of you, all of you. Here's a little exercise that just opens you up to embracing everything. And when you find yourself fearful, you can simply close your eyes, breathe in deeply, and breathe out, and just release, 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 and let go. Release and let go of yourself. Release, 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 and let go like you're falling, 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 expanding, 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 sideways, up, down, all around. Just expanding, 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 expanding. Release, 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 release. Release, 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 release. Thank you so much for watching, and please click below if you like this video. Subscribe, share your thoughts, comments, ask questions, and you may also place requests if you want to see something specific subject, or I'd be happy to tap in and see what shows up. So thanks again for joining me today. Blessings to you.